Welcome to Cowgirl Up, the podcast dedicated to elevating your mindset. I'm your host, Lori Blickenstaff, certified mental performance coach at mentalgame101.com. Today's topic is a self-compassion and self-acceptance mindset killer. Its name is comparison. Comparison is a trap. It traps you into judging yourself based on how you measure up to others rather than you being your best. Now, let's be honest. There is always going to be someone who's more successful, has more money, more friends, more wins, they're prettier, funnier, or smarter. So the comparison game is just cruel. It's not at all a self-compassionate or self-loving action. Now, if you aren't willing to just take it from me, then listen to what the research says about comparison. 1, it strips away the joy of the journey, the satisfaction that comes from celebrating your own self-growth. 2, it erodes self-acceptance, because it leads you to focus on what you're not rather than what you're striving to be. 3, it's not a complete or fair picture. Typically, we're comparing ourselves, our in the trenches look to others' final product. And lastly, it encourages a perfectionist mindset, which I've shared before is not at all healthy and brings pressure, overwhelm, and burnout. So, what can we do to avoid this mindset killer? Well, I have a few ideas. The first is to take social media with a grain of salt. If it looks perfect from the outside, I can guarantee you it is not truly. Most often, and this is myself included, people tend to post their highlights, right? We're excited about those. We want to get them out there, but not so much the grind. Okay. Here's an example. I had a client once who made a comment about another client who she didn't know was a client, but she said, well, she wins everywhere she goes. And I said, are you sure about that? And she said, yes. Well, she didn't know that this client who supposedly wins everywhere she goes was actually working with me currently on overcoming her last event, which was really a disappointment for her. And then to notice when you're making a comparison and do the ACT process, like we've heard time and again, acknowledge, notice the fact here I go comparing myself, check it, which is just meaning I know this isn't serving me, and then trade it. And that would be, so take your focus off that other person's talents and just remind you of your own unique talents and strengths. And right there is the last thing you can do, which is focus on your own growth and progress. Learn from your experiences, celebrate your achievements, even the little ones. And you can use yesterday's, 50 qualities challenge to help yourself do this. And I bet you heard this saying in the past, and that is, comparison is the thief of joy. Well, that's attributed to President Theodore Roosevelt, and boy, isn't it the truth. So that's why we're going to make an effort to stop falling into the comparison trap, and instead, let's support and encourage ourselves in pursuit of our goals. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, feedback, or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at lori@mentalgame101.com.